Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, uh, good night. It's probably night somewhere. Um, yeah, took a couple of hours off work. I really wanted to finish this build. I I don't know. I have a hard time starting things sometime, but then when I actually do, yeah, it really occupies every bit of my mind from then. So I just thought I'll take a few hours and finish this build because I'm yeah quite excited to now try it. And quite excited yeah is very much underselling it. Once yeah I get something in my mind, it often becomes this kind of obsession. Not the most healthy, but yeah, it is something that I have to have to live with. I guess. Yeah, I think on the main board, the only thing really left to do is the true all components, the yeah the sockets um, for the expansion ROMs, the boxed header. Let's see, and the backside, yeah, those board interconnects. I think before I get onto this, I'll give it a thorough clean. Yeah, just because it's easier to reach like it is now. Um, yeah, no other real reason to do this. Um, yeah, I uh, I know there's professional methods with ultrasonic beds and whatever. The cheap and cheerful toothbrush method has served me quite well. Um, yeah, people brought up last time hazmat with my hot air soldering on electrolytic caps. I think at work we technically would have to use eye protection, definitely gloves with IPA, isopropanol. Yet I'm not at work, I'm at home, and I think a little bit of alcohol is not gonna shorten my lifespan significantly. Uh, I'm coming up on 9 years of no drinking at all this summer, so a little bit of uh, alcohol on my fingertips is not gonna ruin that party. This is the issue with old solder paste everywhere. These little annoying balls, which are hard to scrub off with the toothbrush. So I'll just go over this with a very dull tweezer. Never do this with a really pointy one, otherwise there's going going to be tears when traces are cut. Um, I have done that. Luckily, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was an easy spot and easy repair. Actually, on this board, it would be pretty easy to spot as there's not a full ground fill all everywhere on the board. So then it becomes a bit easier sometimes. Yeah, it's uh, it's very hard to locate. But counting on no cut traces at all. I'll take my time, be thorough, and remove these little balls. Don't damage anything else in the process. Somewhere here there's a ST Modular toolbox. Hey ARM module that I use too much paste on. At least I think that's it. Some shorts appeared under these single op amps, which failed spectacularly. Magic smoke, and yeah, the board is definitely beyond salvation. Try it to see if I see it in somewhere close. It isn't. To try to get it on camera. Are you also skipping work today, Harm, or are you one of those multitask people that can actually do something while they're watching a video or listening to a video? Because yeah, for me it's either or. There's no chance that I will be able to do anything when the TV is on or a screen, or even if it isn't of interest to me. It's just too distracting. That's why I hate going to dinner on business trips in the US. If you go to a bar, or actually most places, there's 27 different TVs on with all kinds of sports that all not interest me, but it is impossible uh, for me to focus on a conversation or on anything else when all these TVs are on. My brain is not able to filter out the noise, so to say. Morning. Yeah, great. I very envious of the ability to yeah, to combine things. Oh, no TV. I am not watching TV. As kids, uh, we didn't have one. My parents thought it would be bad for us. We really cursed at this weird hippie child abuse behavior. But now that I'm grown up, I actually recognize myself that TV is pretty bad for well, for me personally, and it doesn't always bring out the best in my kids either. So what do you know? They they were on to something 40 years ago. Okay, so this one feels done. Put my drink on the floor. It's a bit of a mess right here. Now I remember why I always packed up everything after every session. Because if you don't, it's getting pretty full. See all that scrubbing and still little solder balls. Maybe should have done the headers before the caps because they're higher. I'll put something underneath. Leaded solder, no extraction. So kids, don't try this at home. I'll add it in a warning later. Soldering, it's the same with a campfire. Wherever you're standing, the smoke is always going into your direction. The IDC header. I wish the International Board for Eurorack Standards would come together and decide that they're moving to a new power connection, because this is the one real weakness. Oh yeah, Stimzal, I see your comment on the breathing. I think normally I would exhale whenever I'm touching the solder, but yeah, I think blowing into the microphone would not make this a very fun experience for anybody listening. Um, Typically a safety conscious person, but yeah, conscience in the sense that I know what the right way is, but yeah, more when you're welding, closing your eyes at the right time rather than just grabbing a visor in the first place if you're just tacking something on. And the same with these builds with yeah barely any through hole soldering. I'll leave the extraction off. Okay, that's at least one board. This component board is pretty packed on the backside due to all the through hole components. I'm not sure how visible this is. Um, it it has received a few more LEDs since doing the previous one, which had all the SMD components on it. Yeah. Snorkel would work, or one of those. I don't know if they have I think it's called Decathlon. I think it's a UK chain of like budget sports gear. They have a very nice snorkel incorporated mask that would maybe be useful. No, I was joking. I don't think there's a board of Eurorack standards. I think it's all pretty whatever you want, except for the power the power implementation. I think things like CV, etc. Those seem to all differ between is an envelope 5 volts, 8 volts, 10 volts, but I think the only thing they agreed on was this terrible IDC header. I mean, I think changing out a power supply would be the hard part, but hey, if they can take the lightning port of my iPhone, maybe the European Union should get involved. Not sure how much of a priority this would be. Okay, so that's it um, for the main board. These are on, the chip's not. Okay. A whole bunch of 1Ks again. 1K, 10K, 47K. Good that I didn't put those away. This is a lot of different capacitors. Make sure to not mess those up. Oh, and those nice small dual transistor packages. Oh, these aren't even the really small ones. So it should be okay. I'll just start with these here 11 1K resistors. Very nice. Yeah, I every time I say I want to find a better method for my part storage and have all the intentions of doing it and start with it, but in the end, um, yeah, I fall back to my old ways. I think think this may be a project for a psychologist, some cognitive behavioral therapy to help me find a way to organize better. 37 and 5, 26. Yeah, maybe we can propose it for next year's Superboot. I think Superboot is yeah, more or less the United Nations of Eurorack. So if they can't reach an agreement there, then nobody will. One. Oh, yeah. What is going on with his power? Just the power supplies in general, or just the powering of the individual modules? Now I'm very curious about what he's on about. Is there a secret that we all don't know? Free unlimited power. Linear, but can also run of a USB power bank. No, okay, different connectors. That's very interesting. I should look up that video. Stick. Dual wielding tweezers here. That's some next level assembly. Oh, 1 HP power. I'm actually working on or off and on a power solution for that thingy verb, thingiverse 3D printed case, which yeah is very nice, but it's it's also very yeah small, and figured out a way to have the DC converter and then yeah the headers and the power switch and the socket behind the one U panel and stacked boards, and then on top of that, but I'm still figuring out if it can really make it fit an attenuverter and an active multiple to fill the width of the space, which yeah will make it still take up a lot of the 1U row, but yeah, at least make it worth my while. Let me turn off the Bluetooth on my phone because this headset is going crazy with the disconnects the whole time. Leave this here. Okay, one case done. Nice, all the 10Ks are in the same area. That's it's an assembly dream. The whole row, and all the numbers are also sequential. Now there's yeah no real world need for any of that, but I do like this kind of symmetry. So shout out to Samuel for doing a nice layout. Ten times 10K. Some of my last tie-dye bags since new tax regulations went live, I think last year. Never ordered with them again because with the import fees that you get on them, because they ship with shipping companies that count on high fees, they're no longer compatible against Mauser price wise on passives. So too bad, because their packaging is a lot more um, compact, so easier to store, and well, I guess eco-friendly for that matter. Probably. Hey, why'd you laugh? Oh, every time I see you, I feel guilt over over not having finished your build, but as you can see, it is right here. I'll make a promise here in front of the world or whatever the two people that are in here that I'll do that next. Oh yeah, this module is really amazing. Yeah, I think just the variety of different algorithms in yeah in a relatively small package is very hard to beat. I think yeah, if you can do it in three HP with the Erica synths or 4 HP with the happy nerding. But yeah, both definitely do not have the expansion ROMs, and I think that's where a lot of the magic is having. Yeah, I think Samuel sought out yeah a few very good ones, very interesting ones. But yeah, also just creating your own with the Spin Designer software only on PC. So yeah, I think that's just really nice for people that lack the coding knowledge to really get the most out of the Daisy, which I guess Harm um, perhaps could get some use out of a Daisy, but for me definitely not. Okay, these are the oh things are going weird. Um, 47 case. How many people are actually in the modular the Hamburg modular collective? Um, I think that yeah, definitely the spin chip is yeah super nice. Also, if you just want to make a small module with a lot of different effects. Man, my life's a mess. So I think my one question on the Hamburg modular scene would be is Mark Trauner, so Mark Arcadipane, is he uh, is he in the scene there as well? I know he goes to uh, goes to Superboot, so I guess he might be into modular, or maybe he's just there for a since. But that would be he was one of my musical heroes, shaped my musical taste, and I know he moved from Frankfurt to Hamburg many years ago. Oh, the tech guy. Nice. Sasha, the musician. I didn't know that there were actual musicians using Eurorack. Just kidding. There's two. 47 case. Oh, some paste down first. Um, oh yeah, yeah. I think he's well, he is called the godfather of hardcore techno. At least he's the one that yeah coined the term. I think Masculinium United, We Have Arrived is yeah widely recognized as the first hardcore techno track, um, which yeah is the music that I gravitated towards when I was a kid and became interested in music. What was your lack of success with the Noisy Fruits Lab modules? I don't think he does like a lot of interviews, but he did one of those Red Bull Music Academy sessions. It talks a bit about his work. Too bad they, I don't know, removed all the music, probably YouTube licensing, which is a stupid thing in itself. Oh, which filter did you build? Because I built that MS-20 type filter, which was yeah very oh, uh, aggressive. I think since then uh, yeah he posted on Instagram on changing a few values to make it yeah the difference between yeah being just a well-behaved filter and screeching feedback a bit smoother. I don't know if that's what you're on about. Um, I do have the kick. Kick's actually yeah a nice sounding yeah 808 style kick drum. I think the only thing that yeah for the 808 you need I mean if you if you want to do it modular, actually get the accent and maybe yeah, would be nice to have the um, yeah, I guess yeah, being able to change the length of the envelope. Um, yeah, the MS-20 filter I recognize. It's very raw. Yeah, yeah. Just I guess send him a message or he posted somewhere on Instagram, and yeah, he definitely has filters for a more uh, wider acceptable range. Um, I just yeah. Yeah, I gave mine to my mate Kuba when I visited him in Ireland. He seems to be getting a lot of use out of it. That always makes me feel bad about my music. He only has a few modules, and then of course yeah, a lot of the Volcas, but just making so much music with relatively little, and I have so much and and don't make as much music as I think I should do. It's not fully by choice, but still. There's gonna be a lot of swearing if I find out that I don't have a 68K resistor. Uh, I think I actually use it on the other board. Take a peek here. Okay. Uh, yeah, so saying eventually is a bit of a risk. Just plan a date to do it. I was gonna redo the backyard eventually. I took me about 2 years of saying I'll do it soon before I actually did it. Um, okay, let's hope that I have it in 6 or 3 components. Yeah, but I think the having the limitations is actually a good thing. Definitely makes people more creative. Well, 68K, nothing's lost. 6 or 3 components it is. 63, 65, 66. 66, 64, 65, 66. Okay. IKEA Kallax to the rescue. Okay, for 70K. Definitely have those. TME.eu also doing the ping bags. We're at one of the places I work. I mean, it's all the same company, but it's a different site. I always pass by a company which has a full PCB assembly line. Big reflow ovens and pick and place, and there's literally never anybody there. You can see through the window, and there's also no product running. Yeah, I wish I could use it. I don't know if they're still building up that facility, or it's just there as a yeah, kind of demo lab or something. It's brand spanking new, state of the art, but yeah, unused. Okay, 33. 33K 430 ohm. Do I have any more resistors before I close that box? Okay, whole array of caps here. Uh, There's the 470 ohms, 33K. So I think actually the good thing about the TIDA orders, especially true hole components, is that they are in these on these strips. And for my true hole builds are always much more organized because I just get one of these takeout containers and just put every part in there. So even before I start, I know I have everything. And on those strips, you can just get 10, write down the value on them, and then be ready to go when you build, which worked very well with my setting up and taking everything down approach, because you need to be in and out fast. But for SMD, well, I guess you could cut the tape. Yeah, actually, there's no excuse to not do it for SMD, but for some reason I just mess around with the baggies, and I should be better about it. Okay, so these are definitely the output resistors, 470 ohms. They're only 0.125 watts. I wonder if a long-term short on the output wouldn't fry these. I think quarter watt would be better. Okay. No, I'm talking nonsense. This is the backside of the board, so these are the input resistors. So what is... Oh yeah, the outputs are 1K. I think these still could be probably 0.25 watts, but 33K input resistors, that's a odd one. I think that ties into the Eurorack standards discussion. Yeah, I wonder what the total input resistance would be then. I think looking at the board, there actually seems to be a 100K. No. Pretty interesting. I should ask about this. Oh, I'll put some paste down. This is a good example of how my life is. In the beginning, it was very neat and straight, or turned at 90 degrees, and at some point, when I'm not paying attention, I end up diagonal. Mm, That's that, that's that. I'll leave the electrolytic caps for now. This electrolytic, these are passives, 100 nanofarad. These are all the weird values. And the transistors, I think I'll just do the transistors next because they're right in front of me. Um, oh, lots of NE 5532. It's going to be my my crazy mixer if I ever finish it. Oh, and also ordered these power regulators. I have that nice fader bank, which I botched some TO220 voltage regulators on. I've been a good boy and ordered the correct ones. Um, it's not like I'm selling it. Nobody will ever see it, but I will know that I botched that build, and I will have to suffer knowing that I cut a corner. Uh, I am an absolute donkey for constantly for misplacing this stuff. This is a MMBT 3904, so they're not a BCM. No. Yeah. MM oh MM DT3904Q, SOT23. Actually don't know which one this is. One way to find out. Oh, if it ever comes out. Oh no, this is the double package. You know, if any of you try to solder these, not even sure if I can ever get that on camera, this camera. These are the tiny double 3904s. I think there's the same package exists for the other very common transistor. Those are minuscule. PC847. So many transistors, but never the right one. Come on, how hard can it be? This is literally the one of the most common transistors. 3906. So close. But ah, 3904. Brand new package, not from this order, but another time when I bought these and also probably couldn't find it at this moment. This order sounds very fitting because the whole modular DIY thing sometimes does feel like a disorder. Talk to your shrink if you experience the following symptoms. Need to build stuff that you could buy off the shelf. Gear acquiry syndrome. Lack of social interaction with other people. Okay. Oh, it's all in the same orientation, but not the orientation they came out of the packaging. Modular tech guy. If you're still there, who does the PCB layouts in your group? Is that you, since tech guy? Okay, back to the caps. Leave leave these, these ones. 100 nanofarads. This is also one of these things, decoupling. I must have watched at least 20 to 30 YouTube videos dedicated to the to this subject, and there doesn't seem to be consensus if you should do a cap to every power line, from every power line to ground, or do it like the Ken Stone designs, a cap, decoupling cap between the two power lines. Um, yeah, I typically do both of the power lines, decouple them to ground. Yeah, not because I know why, but it's I started doing that at some stage, and yeah, kept it up. Um, so nobody told me yeah, convinced me otherwise. Oh, enjoy the digital modules. Oh, I I struggle so much with that. This I don't know. It it gives me nightmares sometimes. As a kid, I always dreamed about becoming a computer programmer or work in IT, and then I got an opportunity to give it a try, and then I uh, I realized that I would probably jump off the roof after the first year. But I think it's a topic that interests me greatly, programming, but I don't know. I lack the structured approach that you need to yeah, to be successful in that field. Okay, out of the way. Um, let's see, 15 picofarad. That's not for this build. This one is also, we're done. 10 ohms done. Um, let's see, 10 picofarads for 70 picofarads, 2.2 nanofarads, which I think I have here. That's 2200 picofarads. Um, There's also for another about 220 picofarads, not nanofarads. Crystal, I definitely need to keep that. This 1 microfarad, I'm going to need that later. Yeah. That's for another build. Oh, nice. Just the sheer difference between an SMD cap and a true hole. It's actually the smallest 350 microfarads cap I could find for my Mackie mixer clone. 10 microfarads. How hard can it be? It's always in the last place you look. 10 nanofarads and then 470 picofarads. Where's pico? I think it's actually pico. Okay, nice. But yeah, but an interest in the field of what does a IT generalist do? Okay, let's have this in hand. Let's start with this. Um, let's see if I, in in the a generalist position in the company where I work either means, depending on the department, that you are the person that knows everything about everything, or in some other department, the bar is a bit lower. That means you need to know a little bit about a lot of things, which is, of course, easier to be than the expert in everything. Okay, 470 picofarad. Oh, it's 10 picofarad, not 10 nanofarads. Good. Good that I checked this. IBOM thing is rather nice. So you have the opportunity to be confronted with your mistake one more time. C3 and C10. Oh, sounds like an interesting position. So that's more the version of has to understand quite a bit of everything. Uh, I'll do 220 picofarads. Should probably add some background music while I'm thinking out loud. I like that. Yeah, the build video you guys did with wasn't it a Krell patch in the background? That you know, keeps things fresh. C9 and C16. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now hoping that I can. Yeah, I think creating videos is a whole art in itself. I mean, just streaming something is one thing, but I don't think I'd have the patience to actually, do some nice editing, add some music. I'll ease into the heating here all the way at the end. This would be so much faster if I put the fan speed on high, but then there would also be so many more components that I would actually need to hold. So is the lazy approach. Let nature run its course. One day I'll treat myself to a nice reflow oven. I'll just put the boards in there and they'll come out fresh, clean. I first got my hot air gun, I really was convinced that this was going to be the magic trick that would make everything easy, and but yeah, it's not significantly better or worse than any other method. So maybe my thinking about the hot plate or about an oven is along those same lines. Like, oh, once I get that, it never will look wonky again. And probably it's still going to be wonky because I use too much paste, not enough. This was such a nice line of resistance when I laid them down, and now it's a wobbly mess. Have to go back to C39 because it looks a bit weird. Oh, transistor on the move. I was just thinking I prefer these transistors over the true hole variant because there's never any pads that are very close together. Very different story on the double packages on these. Just nudge these balls to the place where they belong. Yes, that's what she said, but keep it child friendly here. Oh, preheat the pads for the electrolytics, and then still going to just hot air them in place. Is this 1 microfarad? And then the other one's the 10, 3.3, okay. I knew they belonged somewhere. Okay. 1 nanofarad. Yep. Hey Justin, how are you doing? is by far the handsomest modular shop owner in Hong Kong. Don't tell the people that you're the only modular shop owner in Hong Kong. What a mess, what a mess. Oh, I was going to say, I had those 3.3 microfarads in hand earlier and then tossed them aside because I thought I didn't need them for this build. But obviously I do. Uh, yeah, let's call it solder paste. You never know who's watching. This is what keeps me motivated during the day. No, it is solder paste. It's chip quick. Um, the one that everybody I admire in the DIY world uses. So, so it's the TS39 1AX50, which works really well. But this one is a bit old, so it doesn't reflow so nicely. But I'm being cheap and trying to use it. How did the music event go in the store? Was it last weekend or is it now this upcoming weekend? Oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, should be good. Some nice lineup. Oh yeah, yeah. Do It's a different kind of audience that comes for the music than that comes to yeah, to the store normally. Oh, here in the corner there's a whole row of components that I oh, making a mess that I didn't heat up before. Looks no, I don't use a solder stencil. Yeah, I just do it by hand. The yeah, stencil I guess is only for the people that actually designed the module. I think stencil makes it a lot more clean. Often, at least I often overdo it with the solder paste, and with the stencil there's yeah, no way to put too much solder. But now in the case of these capacitors, I actually used too little, which uh, which is a first for me. I'm more of a better too much than not enough kind of person. But clean up these little balls of doom. Okay, not sure what I did, but I closed the chat. Oh, which is inconvenient. No, it's not pro level at by any stretch of the imagination. This think you're a pro builder once you wired up a search a search panel. Like, that's with all the yeah, with all the flying leads to all the panel components. That's a whole different animal. Like, uh, Jack from Tonic Synth recently showed me some pictures of he was building a search what's that 71, 73, or 73, 74 home built system. And I mean, I'm just getting anxiety just thinking about all those wires that all have to go to the right place. I think anything that's on a board with a, you know, with a decent layout and silk screen is relatively easy. Oh well, not easy, but yeah, it's not difficult. Anybody come for the cicada yet? I saw, I think yesterday or the day before, on Instagram, somebody built a DIY budget version of the cicada with guitar pickups and I forgot now what the exciter was. Yeah, pretty interesting results. I think Kimmy Future, I think is her name. If you wanna look it up, I thought it was a yeah an interesting project to do. Okay, I think this is going to be it. Yeah, let me see what the Instagram handle is. Kimmy Kimmy Future. I'll type it here. Okay. Um, uh, I mean, it's not the same thing, but I think as far as the concept, it is yeah, it is a similar concept, and yeah, see, yeah, I'm always excited to see people yeah coming up, giving things their own, you know, their own twist. Hey, yeah, chat to you later, and yeah, have fun with the performances in the store. Doesn't look too terrible. Doesn't look nice either, but not terrible and functional is what I'm going for today. Uh, those were coincidentally also the criteria that that the missus had for a potential partner, and that's how she came up with me, I guess. Oh, shoot. Dropping my cleaning tool into the cleaning agent. At least the back of the toothbrush is clean as well. Again, use gloves, eye protection, etc. when working with chemicals. Kids, don't try this at home. This, this is going to be the very last build with this paste because it's just ridiculous with the messiness. Yep. I think, yeah, SMD is a lot of people put it off for a long time. I also thought it was some kind of magical thing or very hard. In the end, uh, it's all okay. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. I should actually look up Justin's shop Animato Audio in Hong Kong. It's really unlike anything I've ever seen. All the all the modulars, all the synths hooked up to the house mixer and a Function One sound system. It's pretty wild. all the scrubbing and still a few of those little balls remain. Scrub the balls. Not too bad. Leave this here. Okay. Now this is the critical part. Panel components. Pots. See, this is the one thing I prepared for this build. Um, Donkey Kongs, can't live without them. Yeah. I should really count one day how many I already bought. I ordered a bunch of AliExpress, which feel identical, look identical, seem to work pretty well, but I don't trust them on yeah, on a on a long build like this. It's mainly psychological. The logo, I believe that these caps we added. That's it for this side. Go to the front of the board. Oh yeah, LEDs, clear, bright. I know Samuel recommends using white ones because then they look yellow through the panel, which fits the the whole banana aesthetic. But I think I will use I'll use a white one for the banana, and then probably use pink for the numbers. And not even sure if that's visible. These are yeah, see-through panels. 5 LEDs. One has no functionality other than lighting up a tiny banana. 3 indicate which pot goes with which CV input. The version I have doesn't have this, but I'm curious to see if, and I can see if I put CV in it, if something happens to the LED, or it's just to make the interface a bit more clear. And then one overload LED, which I drilled out like an idiot because I thought Yeah, they forgot the hole, which wasn't the case. Donkey Kongs, these are here. This is important. There's two different six leg pots. There's the B10K for the um, what is this? The level, which goes to the op amp. Um, this is in the feedback pad, and then there is the B50K, which is controlling the dry wet um, of the module. It's actually great that this does have a separate dry wet. I know on most algorithm, at least the stock ones that are on the main chip, dry wet is always pod number one, control number one is mostly a digital dry wet. This is a fully analog dry wet mix. Yeah, which is useful to have. And I know definitely some of the algorithms that are um, on the expansion ROMs, therefore pot and CV1 do not need to be wasted on the dry wet, but can have a different functionality, um, which is which is great. At least dry wet is taken care of on the board itself. Um, these are always a bit fiddly. I have tightened these nuts. These nuts. Um, too tight before, and then yeah, dislocated the little yeah, anti-rotation tab, and I'm pulling it up too far. I think in on the previous build I did actually drilled out a piece of PCB and stuck it in between, but I'm going to trust Samuel in that this is not necessary, and yeah, and just rely on that tab as a spacer. B50K pots. I think I used, oh no, I didn't use plastic ones on the previous build. Oh, see, broken leg or bent leg. Um, this looks pretty solid to me. Now I guess it's about time to start attaching the board. Wait, LEDs. Not prepared, but close enough. LEDs, pink and blue. My problem is, oh, these knobs are from AliExpress. Didn't I send you the link? These are, yeah, my favorite knobs by far. Come in T18 and D shaft. Pretty. Ooh. pretty nice, rubberized, and then the small ones are plastic, but yeah, they felt like they fit with the overall vibe of the others. And some LEDs. These are going through the panel using these big flat tops, which work a little bit nicer to cover the whole wider area. So this is the red for the overload LED. Um, short leg is the flat side. So this is the red. Yellow doesn't work. I have white, which is as bright as the sun. So I hope it's not gonna make too much of a mess. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, these really are the best. They're not super cheap, but again, much cheaper than the Davies, and they're rubberized, so they actually feel nice to the touch. Okay, big white ones, and then yeah, I'll use, I don't know, pink on these others. Yeah. Oh, I do have the seller's name here. I think you should be able to find them. I spend way too much time on AliExpress, and I'm bored buying stuff that I don't need, but sometimes comes in handy. View all. Oops, bought so much since then. The uh, VSynVI.co. Oh, oh, that's not right. The store. Yeah, I bought a whole bunch of different yeah, knobs and slider caps there, because they also have those rubberized slider caps that do not fit on the they don't fit on the LED ones, but they work very nice on yeah, on other sliders. Oh, this yeah, so some AliExpress sellers, at least to Europe, when they introduced sales tax and people started not ordering, they introduced faster shipping options for if you spend like $10, then suddenly you get a 10-day delivery, which yeah, then triggers that thought of, oh, I need to save money, so I'll order more. So some stuff, yes, arrives surprisingly fast. Other things still take ages. Trying to look for a 3 millimeter screw so I don't have to remove the panel later. Um, I'll just do the one for now to help with the alignment, and then do the other one someday. Which is the best looking panel of the two? But yeah, those AliExpress surprises are nice. You know, you order some things and then a whole while later, suddenly it's like, oh, I ordered the thing. No switch. Oh, I'll be damned. And here I was wondering what those 6 holes were for previously. I guess now we know. What up, switches? The switch is a dual pole, dual throw on, off, on, sub miniature. We have those. These are actually surprisingly good value from Thonk. These daily well switches, because unless buying larger quantities, there's no other place where you can get them at a better price. Mauser is really great. They have everything, but this mechanical stuff, switches, etc., that's insane. They charge like $3 for a switch like this. I think in Europe, especially in quantities, TME is well, I found the most affordable supplier when it comes to yeah, to mechanical power switches. Actually, a lot of the ICs are pretty competitively priced there as well. Okay, this is the panel I'm committing to. Is this dirt or is this a scratch? It's dirt. gonna have to wrap this up. Pick up the kits. Make some shrimp fried rice. Yo. Wait, I have my little tool. So 3D printed knurly nut tool. Oh, it's the most useful thing I 3D printed so far. Ah, okay, now I'm coming to the point where I should stop because I feel I'm trying to rush it. You can't see it, but I forgot to install the bottom nut on the switch, and I was thinking, oh, I need to wrap this up. I need to cook dinner. I'll just tighten it on the top and pull the switch up, but yeah, no need to cut corners like that. It's don't want it. Okay, back again. Can be cutting corners while people are watching. These nuts. I know. It's the same thing. I judge others as well, so I know how that goes. So I have to maintain whatever credibility I have left. Can't throw that out by cutting corners on the final part of that build. No pot nets here. Got this covered. Oops. Okay, feel I'm up against the clock here. Don't see my tube wrench, socket wrench. I don't know what it's called in English, but I think that makes this convenient. Oh, I feel like I'm in one of those cooking shows, battling against the clock. 30 seconds. Gordon Ramsay yelling at me. Yes, indeed. Trying to fix the plate with a last dab of this and a smear of carrot paste and whatever it is. Where's the flux? The flux is in there's rosin in this solder. This is leaded solder. It works like a charm with no outside help. Is flux for through hole a thing? I mean, with leaded solder? Oh, I think Gordon Ramsay has the best insults. That's why they make so many memes out of him. Okay, it's the tricky part, aligning this LED on the window. Yeah. Oh yeah, stubborn tool joints. Are you one of these people, well, like I am, that I really want to see the solder kind of sag into the hole so it goes all the way through, even though, yeah, if it touches just one of the pads, it's fine. Yeah, I think if you want your joints to look really nice, then often there is too much heat and too much solder involved. But you know, it just feels better that way for me as well. Okay, this looks straight-ish. Does it actually? No. To go in here and place the LED over the window. To make it look good. In Germany, they say das Auge ist mit. So, you know, you want it to look good, even though it adds no functionality because it's here behind the panel. It shouldn't just taste good, it should look good. Okay, that's it. Because of people messaging me now, you should wrap this up. Probably one day lose an eye clipping leads. Yeah, not bad, not great. Um, oh, the one thing I don't like about T18 pots is you never can get it 100% right. Like on a on those round um, shoots 6.35 millimeter round pots. I often find myself spending way too much time trying to perfectly align it, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. If you have a very critical, I guess, balance knob on a mixer or something, you should just use a D shaft pot and yeah, and then you're always right. So not too bad. think it took a bit more time than I planned to. Um, yeah, I'll have to do the board interconnects later. Um, yeah, I guess it already looks like a functional module like this. Like weird cameras. Hey, yeah, thanks. Thanks for joining my my chaos. Um, yeah, I'm gonna put a pin in this tonight. I'll attach this together. But first, feeding the family. Hey, yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. I really appreciate the hang and the chat doing this. Hey, thanks so much. See you next time.